Right then, Premier League predictions. Game week 7, I am ill. Let's get into it straight away. Starting off with Friday night, we've got Bournemouth and Fulham. Two teams that haven't been doing too bad recently, but I think that a draw would be best suited for these two. I've gone with 2-2. Not too sure on my goal scorers. I have picked Semenyo and Iwobi. I'm not sure if they'll get both of them or if there'll be someone else there, but I can't really decide, to be honest, so I've just stuck with them two. Maybe Rodrigo Muniz for Fulham. Then again, maybe not. So I've just left him out and said Semenyo and Iwobi for my goal scorers. And then that's all there is for Friday, obviously, just one match. We're moving on to Saturday. It's quite a quiet Saturday, 4 matches. Nothing too crazy going on. Starting off at 12:30, we've got Leeds and Tottenham. I have predicted my team to lose. I've gone for a 2-1 win to Tottenham away at Ellen Road. They drew to, not Fulham, they drew to Wolves, and that gave me a little bit of hope, but let's be realistic here. I don't think Leeds really have what it takes to beat a side like Spurs. I've gone for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to be my goal scorer. Feeling a bit optimistic. And Paulinho and Richarlison for Spurs. It will be a good watch, so if you're not doing anything at 12:30, definitely recommend it. I think Leeds will turn up at home. Put up a good fight. I don't know why I keep saying all the time. Right, we're going to move on to the 3 o'clock kickoffs. There's only 2 this week, which is crazy. We've got Arsenal and West Ham. I've gone for a 3-1 West Ham win at a 3-1 Arsenal win at home against West Ham. There we go. I've done it again. Nuno, he looks like he's got something going on at West Ham. He looks positive against Everton. I thought they'd struggle at Hill Dickinson. They turned up, to be fair. But Arsenal, they know that the title race is still very open, especially with Liverpool losing last week. So they'll be optimistic to look for some points, and I think a team like West Ham don't really stand a chance against Arsenal. Saka and Gyökeres for Arsenal and Somerville for West Ham, in my opinion. I think Somerville was one of the best looking players on the pitch. That's not even Leeds bias from me from Monday night. I think Somerville and Diouf were brilliant. And the other 3 o'clock kickoff now, Manchester United and Sunderland. I have gone for a Sunderland win. 1-0 away from home. They did it. They've picked up a lot of big wins, and I think Manchester United are very much in a panic mode, which is a perfect time for Sunderland to swoop in and get 3 points. I've gone for Wilson Isidore to get the goal. And whilst it's a crazy prediction, I don't think it's too crazy. It's definitely something that not a lot of people will have done, but I think it's not out of the realms of realism. So I've gone with that. I'm hoping that that is the case, and we'll have to see. The last Saturday match now is a 5:30 kickoff between Chelsea and Liverpool. Liverpool obviously not had the best week. Back-to-back losses. They lost to Galatasaray in the Champions League and then lost to Crystal Palace in the league. They're not playing the best football that we know that they can play, but I don't really think that there's an issue, to be honest. If we're being realistic, I think they'll be fine, especially against a team like Chelsea, who are also struggling at the minute. I've gone for a 3-1 away win. Ekitike and Gravenberch should be my goal scorers. One of them to double up. And for Chelsea, I've gone for Pedro Neto. I think he's very underappreciated. I think he might have a bit of goal threat, especially when underestimated with big teams like Liverpool. I think that he might be the bright spark that they need if he doesn't get subbed off before the 10-minute mark like he did against Manchester United. Moving on to Sunday, we have 4 2 o'clock kickoffs and then a 4:30. So we'll jump into these. We've got Aston Villa and Burnley to start us off. I've gone for a 2-1 home win for Aston Villa against a newly promoted side. Watkins to double up. I think that they've finally found their goal scoring rhythm, and it's unfortunate. If Burnley played them at the start of the season, they might have been able to pick up a point or even 3, but now that they've got that first win on the board, I think they'll be tough to go away to. So I've got Watkins doubling up, and I've got Jadon Anthony to get another goal for Burnley. He's been playing brilliantly. I can't believe that Leeds had him as a loan and didn't utilise him enough. Like, I thought he was good at Leeds, but at Burnley he's showing his real true colours, and he is a talented player. He was never going to start over Somerville though at Leeds, to be fair, so not really much you can complain about, but I'm happy for him. He's doing well in the Premier League. He deserves it. Good player. As for the next game, Everton and Crystal Palace, we have the team that have just beaten Liverpool as well as the team that always want to beat Liverpool. I've gone for them to get a 1-1 draw and Ndiaye and Sarr to be the goal scorers. I think that after the highs that Crystal Palace have had, this will be a hard-fought draw before the end, before the start of the international break, and they can, just relax a little bit. It's not a huge pressure. They know that they are performing well above their average for what people expect, and I think that this is a game that makes people think that Crystal Palace are worse than they are, because they're probably going to come here maybe a bit too overconfident and just pick up a point. It's not a bad thing to pick up a point, but after beating Liverpool, you'd expect them to go and beat Everton, but I just think that they'll get a draw. I don't know how to describe what I'm thinking other than, they finish 12th all the time for a reason. They pick up some nice wins and then they drop the ball against teams that you'd expect them to beat. Two more now. We've got Newcastle and Nottingham Forest. Sorry for the cut. I had to cough. I've gone for a 2-1 win for Newcastle at home. Ange Postecoglou's still struggling to get to terms with his Nottingham Forest team. I think they're playing tonight as of recording. This is all very last minute. I apologise, but I haven't seen any results, so I can't go off of that. I'm purely going off of last week with Sunderland, where they struggled to get a goal. I've gone for Morgan Gibbs-White to get the Nottingham Forest goal. I think he's a good player. Maybe not the most dangerous player, but I think he's there for the team when they need him, and they definitely need him right now. As for Newcastle, I've gone for Voltemada to get another goal. He's been brilliant in the Newcastle shirt after the big Isak saga. I think that they found a suitable replacement, to be honest. He's a good player. Maybe not quite the Isak level, but there's still time for him to get there. He's a young striker, plenty of talent. And I've also gone for Bruno Guimaraes to get a goal. He's a good midfielder, always there when you need him. I've said that about quite a few players, but Bruno G is definitely one of those quality player. Not much else to say on that. So we're going to move on to the last 2 o'clock kickoff, which is Wolves and Brighton. Wolves finally picking up the first point against Spurs last week. Spurs, they like to give points out to those who need them. They did it last year with Ipswich and was it Leicester as well? Yeah, so it's one of those really Spursy games that they had last week, but I think Wolves will have a return to form and lose against Brighton. I've gone for Strand Larsen to get a goal and Jorginho Rutter and Minte to get a goal for Brighton in a 3-1 win. One of them to double up most likely, or maybe a different goal scorer. I'm not too sure with Brighton, to be honest. They do have a lot of good quality players. You never really know where the goals will come from. And we're going to finish off with the last game here, keeping it under 10 minutes if we can. Brentford and Manchester City. Manchester City away, I don't think it matters. They are a quality side with plenty of talent. Brentford, they're fighting well, but I think this is Man City's to take. I've gone for Haaland to get 2 and Phil Foden to get on the score sheet as well for a 3-0 win. And I don't think that that's out of the cards. I think it could be more, to be honest. The same way that last week I said 3-0 against Burnley, ended up being 5-1. I do genuinely think that City, whilst they're not how they were when they won the treble, they are still very much in a good position right now with some new promising looking players. It's the transition period and they still look good. Haaland is firing off all cylinders. Definitely not a player you want to mess with. And yeah, that's my thoughts on Man City. So I'll leave it there because I'm ill. Championship video, I should record it right now, but I might do it on Saturday. This will come out on Friday, and then I'm thinking Saturday. So for Birmingham and Wrexham, that's the game, I think. I'm going to say Birmingham win 3-1. And I will just include this little clip in the start of the next video, even though it'll come out on Saturday, but we'll see. I'll see you all in the next one then. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment down below what you think will happen this week, and I'll see you all in the next one. So bye for now.